Hi, boys and girls. Today we are going to take a look at what is dialogue, and we are going to investigate whether all books have dialogue. So, what I'd like for you to do right now is to get out a piece of paper, and you're going to answer these two questions. You can go ahead and pause the video at this point and answer these questions, and then resume the video when you have written down your responses. The first question that you're going to respond to is, what is dialogue? And the second question that you're going to respond to is, do all books have dialogue? So, investigating what is dialogue, let's take a look at some examples of books we have read in our classroom so far this year. The first one is Mercy Watson. We have two clues that we have that authors give us to let us know that we are reading dialogue. The first one is that we see the quotation marks. The quotation marks that look like this will tell us that dialogue is happening. And so they start the dialogue at the beginning like that, and then they end it like this at the end of the dialogue. That tells us that dialogue is occurring. And the second clue that we get to know that dialogue is occurring is the start of a new paragraph. So we have an indentation here. We have the quotation marks here, and the words say, bright, bright is the morning sun, saying Mr. and Mrs. Watson. Another example that we have here is with Poppleton. So we can see right here, we have the quotation marks are circled in yellow, and we have the end of the quotation. So the words that Poppleton is saying are, I'm sorry, Cherry Sue, said Poppleton. And then the next thing he says is, it starts here, and he says, I just got so sick of toasted cheese and spaghetti and oatmeal. Let's go ahead to the next slide. Another example that we have, this book shows us with paragraphs where there's two characters talking back and forth. Again, on this example, unlike Poppleton, we have the indentation where it slides in and we have the start of a new paragraph. And so we can tell that the one character is talking because there is that indentation for a new paragraph. Then we have a second indentation for a new paragraph, along with we have the quotation marks. Now, I want to take a look right here where it says, ducks shall be, said Mr. Fox. When it says, said Mr. Fox, because there are not quotation marks around that, we know that the author is telling us this is not dialogue. This is a dialogue tag. This tells us who is speaking and how they are speaking. Another example, I'm going to go ahead and just point out again, here's one more example, and we can see all these different indentions. There are actually 4 paragraphs here on this short page when we have the Patricia Balaco book. Next question, let's take a look at this page. It says, what about this page? Does this page include dialogue? So I'm going to go ahead and start down here. I'm going to read what it says here and then read the bottom part for you. And I want you to think about, does this one include dialogue? So right here it says water vapors or ice crystals. And then down here it says moisture makes clouds too. When water evaporates from rivers, lakes, and oceans, it is called vapor. It moves up with the warm air and it forms little drops of water or ice crystals. A cloud is formed. And then we have this label over here that says warm air. Did you see dialogue on this page? No? I wonder why not. Do you notice what genre this book is? It's a Gail Gibbons book. It's about weather. It is a nonfiction book. So not very many nonfiction books have dialogue. Some do, ones that fit the biography, autobiography, things that are recounting different things that have happened in history. But when we are learning facts about different topics, usually the books will not include dialogue. So there is an example there. So your job today is to explore books in your reading bag, books that you have at home, or books that you have on Epic for examples of dialogue. You're going to practice reading those pages with dialogue out loud. Try to change your voice when you read what the character is speaking, but use your regular voice when you're reading the dialogue tag. Well, and then when you're done with that, you can go ahead and read independently to yourself. Enjoy!